Joining us now first on CNBC, the Council of Economic Advisors Chairman, Jared Bernstein. Chair Bernstein, welcome. Good to see you.
Thank you. That's nice to hear.
First time you're being addressed on television, so we should get it right. It was a close vote. Were you surprised at that?
Well, I don't really pay that much attention to the internal politics. I've got to stick with the economics. What I will say is, as part of the confirmation process, I spent a lot of time up on Capitol Hill in the Senate talking to members from both sides of the aisle. We were very careful to make sure we did that. And putting the politics aside, which I'm just not the right person to speak to, I had great conversations with everybody. I had really good conversations with a number of the Republican members on issues that I look forward to working together with them now that I'm confirmed.
So what are those? What is on your to-do list?
Well, implementing the president's agenda is obviously first and foremost. I mean, we're talking about an Invest in America agenda where we know that private sector companies, some of whom you were just talking about, many of whom are doing quite well, are investing hundreds of billions of dollars in domestic production. That's something that's very important to this president. Close to 800,000 manufacturing jobs since he took office. Now, what's so special about that sector? Well, historically, it's been a sector where average compensation has been above average, but it's also the case that that is helpful in terms of our productivity, our innovation. And if you look at the legislation we've passed, I think that there are many, I know for a fact, there are many members of Congress on both sides of the aisle who are very interested in making sure that's implemented. And to be frank, some of that's implemented in their state. They want to see that, too.
You're also entering the office, Chair, I should say, Bernstein, at a time where the economic headwinds are piling up. Demand destruction signs are increasing across different industries, from consumer to manufacturing, which you were just touting. We're seeing a rise in initial jobless claims. Labor market still remains pretty strong, but we're going to start to feel the impact of 500 basis points of Fed tightening and an inflation shock. So are your hands tied if we go into recession?
Well, first of all, let's look at the economic outlook, which I think is favorable in terms of consumer spending. Remember, that's almost 70% of nominal GDP. And if the American consumer continues to do well, she can help power this economy forward, as has been the case for quarter upon quarter, despite talk about, headwinds leading to recession. In fact, the strong labor market is delivering earnings gains, and not just nominal, but real. So year over year, I think this might have been somewhat underappreciated in the CEA report, CPI report yesterday. I'm a little focused on CEA. On the CPI report yesterday, where not only was the monthly wage gain beat inflation, so that was a real gain on monthly. It was a real gain year over year, slight, 0.2%, but nominal wages were up 4.2, inflation was up 4. That's a year-over-year real wage gain, and we've got some analysis coming out soon showing the connection between aggregate compensation, meaning employment, hours, wages, on consumer spending, and that relationship remains very strong. It's a correlation that's been powering this economy forward. By the way, excess savings has also played a role there. Now, some of that's burning off, but some of that's still there.